away from the building haircuts. Grab hockey, so I'm here all the time. Formal, last minute put together, given the unprecedented times we are in. I appreciate everyone taking the time to be here today for what is a very exciting announcement. I know COVID is the top of all of our minds, and rightly so, but we can't lose sight of the important work being done on the ground here in Northumberland County. And I'd like to start by thanking Rebound Children and Youth Services. Carol, you and the remarkable team of heroes here doing work supporting our youth. Our children and youth are fundamental. It's one of the reasons I got involved in politics on day one, to support the bright, young, inspiring youth. Every day I'm out speaking to youth. It inspires me, and I know so many of us. And we have at-risk youth in our community, and thanks to the pilot and the innovation, the leadership of our police chief. Policing for Chief Vandergraaf is more than what we traditionally think. It's about a progressive outlook in our community, actively engaging our youth, showing them the amazing opportunities that they have, the limitless potential of our next generation. You, the Police Services Board, and everyone with Cobourg Police who've been involved have been true community partners in every sense of the word. So thank you for your leadership, Chief. And the many community partners. This is a labor of love for so many. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we can't have everybody here today, but I'm looking forward in the weeks and months ahead, hopefully, to getting to a place where we can all talk about this remarkable program. An over $300,000 investment from the Government of Ontario through Ontario Trillium Fund to support at-risk youth, and expanding the pilot that was done to expand throughout Northumberland County. We have a county the size of some European countries, so being able to reach all corners is so critical. And the important work that you're doing here at Rebound at Children and Youth Services Northumberland is critical. And the team that I've had the fortune of getting to know over the past through the runs and everything over the past number of months, this is important. Our future quite literally depends on this. So I'll stop there, and Carol, I would just like to say thank you. Thank you for the work you and your team are doing to support our next generation in Northumberland, Peterborough South. I'll turn it over to Carol to speak a bit more about the program and this exciting investment that's going to allow us to scale up across Northumberland County.
Okay, thank you, David. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I'm very thrilled to have received this investment from the Ontario Trillium Foundation for the QIC program, which is the collaborative 12 and under intersectoral program, which will be serving youth across Northumberland County. We've been piloting it in Cobourg for the last 18 months, and it is for those children and families that are most at risk. And I really do want to acknowledge Chief Paul Vandergraaf, because he was instrumental. He was instrumental in this program starting and originally partnering with Rebound, encouraging us along the way. The program was modelled on a program out of Regina, the Regina Intersectoral Partnership Program, and we had an opportunity to learn from them and base the pilot on that. And we're thrilled to be able to take this out across Northumberland County with our team, because there are so many young people that really need this support, and we're so excited to be onboarding many more partners. So all 3 police services will now be on board. So we have OPP, Port Police, Cobourg Police, 5 counties, Children's Centre, Cornerstone, YMCA, Northumberland County, and Highland Shores Children's Aid and Therapeutic Family Care. So it's a great intersectoral partnership, and both school boards are also committed to this program and are instrumental. So I'm really thankful. I'm thankful for this opportunity. Thank you, David. Thank you, Minister Smith, for being here today. And thank you, Chief Vandergraaf. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Carol. And with that, I think broadly speaking, in pandemics, communities and governments, and we as a close-knit community in Northumberland will be defined by how we look after the most vulnerable. And from a Government of Ontario perspective, our leader in that has been Minister Smith. From day one, when I spoke about looking after
looking after individuals who are at risk of homelessness, Minister Smith picked up the phone. He was there with a substantial investment across the province of Ontario. He's been there this morning to visit Christian Horizons and take a tour of the remarkable frontline staff supporting individuals in our community here, supporting a rebound, and has been a champion in terms of our government. So Minister Smith, thank you for being here today and for your ongoing work. We appreciate it.
Thank you, MPP Piccini. It's great to take that mask off and be able to say a few words. Carol, thanks to you and your staff for all the great work you're doing here at Rebound as well. And it is great to join MPP Piccini in his home riding, which is a half hour down the road from my riding of Bay of Quinte. And it's just nice to be outside again. For the last 12 or 13 weeks, we've been cooped up inside and haven't been able to get out and see people, even though we're wearing the masks. We can now get out and see people face to face. And it's been an opportunity today for me and my staff to get out and see what's happening on the ground in our communities. We put a lot of different programs in place as a result of COVID-19 that community partners are accessing to make sure that they're keeping their clients safe and their staff safe, and it's been really instructive for me and my team to see exactly what's happening when it comes to the Residential Relief Fund and some of the other programs that we've launched at the provincial and our ministry levels. So when Carol speaks of this program, it's really interesting to note that so many of our partners at Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services were amongst the partners that you mentioned when it comes to this pilot project. And certainly it is great to see our friends from the Cobourg Police Service who are here, especially my old friend Paul Vandergraaf, who was a Belleville police officer for many years, and I got to know Paul extremely well. And Dean, great to see you, and thanks for the work you're doing with Cobourg Police. But it takes a village, is my point. And to Carol's point, it is a village. It's a whole community coming together to make sure that we're supporting those young people and their families, which I think is really important with this pilot project, that they're not just supporting the young people, but supporting the families as well, so that we can ensure that those individuals get everything that they need to be successful citizens in our communities. So kudos to everybody involved, and I think it's fantastic that you're now going to be able to expand this pilot project to encompass almost all, if not all, of Northumberland County. So you're reaching more kids. It's really important early intervention, and it's one of the things that we stress in our ministry, getting to these situations as early as you can, because the outcome is going to be far better at the end of the day. So with the assistance of the Belleville Police Service and all of the other, Cobourg Police Service and all of the other community partners that are involved, identifying those who are at risk and making sure we're getting those wraparound supports to them will ensure that the outcomes are better. So congratulations on receiving this funding. It's really important. David speaks about the program all the time to our ministry. He has been a tireless advocate for all services in Northumberland County, and I got to give him credit. But one of the most active MPPs that we have in our caucus, and being able to achieve this is just another great accomplishment. So congratulations, David, and thanks everybody for being here today.
Thanks very much, Minister. I'd also like to recognize Chief Vandergraaf, and if you'd like to say a few words, you've been instrumental in this pilot.
Thank you very much.
I just look at you and I see Belleville.
It's welcome to Cobourg. This is a really innovative program, and the reason we can create such innovation here in Cobourg is because of the commitment that the Police Services Board has given in me and allowing me to access some funds that we have from our Corporate Services Division. Anybody that's local here know right across the street here we have a very active Corporate Services Division that does criminal record checks across the country and generates a fair amount of revenue. The local council and the board have agreed on an MOU which allows me to access some of that fund and put that fund to work. So here's an example of funds that are raised in this town, put back into this town and now into this county. The great thing about this evidence-based approach, and I really do enjoy working with the ministry because everything is evidence-based with any grants we try to make. So it was really easy, Carol, for your team to put a grant together when we reached out to a national best practice, the first of its kind in Regina. We knew it would work. I saw the program in Winnipeg when I was on a conference, and I think I emailed Carol from Winnipeg saying, we're going to make this happen. We were able to access some funding, send a team to Regina to work with that team, came back, immediately the board accepted this vision. Why? And first and foremost, why? we're actually getting ahead of the crime. So we're predicting when crime or when a youth may intersect with the criminal justice system and pulling in all of the resources so that we don't have that individual intersect with the criminal justice system and hopefully keep them out of the courts. And it's family first. That's why, me being a big Y guy, I was so happy to hear the YMCA mentioned. That'll help me with my other board I sit on, Carol. Thanks for that. But it's really important to know that when youth are working through their programs, families are working through other programs with existing programming. So know that your money will be well spent in Carol's hands. Know that you've made an investment in Northumberland that will be in Ontario's best practice. Thank you very much, piccini, for bringing this today. And Carol, well done. This is all of your work. I brought the idea, you made it happen. So thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All good?
All good. Thank you. Well, this is going to be a great program. Like, I'm really.
Only 4 pigs to eat apart, I measured it. Okay.
Good.